Okie dokie, guys. So, today we're going to go over a topic that I've kind of avoided talking about on here because a couple times that I have tried to make this video, I've gotten to the point where I've been pissed off and screaming and yelling and cussing at the phone. So, today we're going to try this again. Anybody who's living under a rock and doesn't know what's going on in Virginia, I do know that Virginia is a big thing right now, not only locally or nationally, but people around the world are now starting to watch what is going on in Virginia. Virginia is under attack, like quite literally. I can actually say that now. It started with our elections. Our elections were kind of bought out by none other but Mr. Bloomberg himself, the gun nut, the grandfather of red flags, the New Yorker that brought all this crap on to California and Maryland and some of the other ones. Now he's decided he was going to try and bring it to Virginia. So, we are now under a very serious guns confiscation, like full-fledged. Our governor has declared there will be a gun confiscation in the state of Virginia in January. So, we're going to go over a couple of things here that I had jotted down. I can't really go over every little detail or else this will be an hour video. But anybody that hasn't been watching, Virginia has decided they are going to take this into their own hands. We're going to first touch on sanctuary counties. Okay, anybody that didn't see my last video, I did go to my county's sanctuary meeting. I'm in Frederick County, Virginia, pretty much at the very top of the state. We border West Virginia, like right there on the top of the hill. I could set up a target and be able to hit the West Virginia line from here. So that's how close I am. But as of this morning, the 17th of December, it updated this morning at 9 o'clock. We now have 74 Second Amendment sanctuary counties. Now you're going to say, Brian, what's that mean? That means counties within Virginia have decided they are not going to comply with state law that comes out of Richmond. Richmond is our capital. Richmond is very huge and rich in history. Richmond was the capital of the Confederacy until it was moved, okay? 74 counties out of 95. We have 95 counties in the state of Virginia. 74 of those counties pretty much said, F you, Richmond, we're not complying with your laws. Part of that sanctuary is our counties will not use law enforcement to protect state regulated laws, just like they do in certain states with immigration sanctuary counties. It's essentially the same thing. Essentially, it's pretty much the same thing, except this is for gun owners. So we have 74 counties as of this morning. There are still a couple of them that are waiting to have their meetings and their votes. 74 counties are sanctuary, Second Amendment sanctuary counties. 8 other counties are support of the resolution counties. What that means, and it took me a little bit because it had me messed up and I had to look into it. Support of the resolution, support of the Constitution resolution counties. There's 8 of them. Pretty much what that means is the county supports the Constitution, but they don't want to go about saying that they're a sanctuary county because the goofy bastards that are running those districts want to get reelected next go around. Okay, they want to please both sides. All right, so those counties are, in my kind of viewpoint, yes, it's good and it's awesome that you come out and say, yes, we support the Constitution and we don't agree with the state being able to come in and confiscate our weapons. But we're also not going to say that screw the state, because we want to please all the other people at the same time. Okay, that's kind of whitewashing stuff. So if you add the 74 Second Amendment sanctuaries, like the one that I am in, with the 8 counties that support what is going on, but they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, because that's the pussification of America that we live in now. We have 82 out of 95 counties. Okay, now I think there's 10 cities and towns that have also, independent cities and towns that have also declared themselves Second Amendment sanctuary counties in the state of Virginia. So when you look at our map, anybody that's interested in looking at that, you can go to VCDL. That's the Virginia Citizens Defense League. That is who's doing all of this. It is our GOA on a state and local level. Okay, GOA is Gun Owners of America. They're just like the NRA, except in my opinion they're better. They're non-compromised. They don't take any shit from nobody, and they sue the hell out of the government and everybody that tries to strip you from your rights. Okay, so anybody that's looking to find a gun organization to join, I would recommend Gun Owners of America on a national scale. On a state, local scale, just look and see who's in your state. I myself am a VCDL member and a GOA member. So we'll get that done and out of the way. So with that being said, we got 82 out of 95 counties that aren't agreeing with what's going on in Richmond. Now, you say, well, Brian, how in the hell do elections go that way then? You tell me. You tell me. That's where we're getting at, where one guy has bought out the elections in the state of Virginia in order to pursue his agenda. So, what all started this Second Amendment sanctuary thing, and what has gotten Virginia to the point that we are pretty much at a revolution here. I mean, counties have come out openly, and we are on a map. We have declared that these are the lines that are drawn, and there will not be anything else done. Period. We're not complying with what is going on. What has started all this? What has started the militias that are now forming in Virginia? And this is 100% correct. You don't believe me? Look it up. There are now militias starting up in Virginia everywhere, including here, that are ready to go ahead and march down to Richmond if it needs to happen that way. Okay, so the first one was Senate Bill 16. Virginia Senate Bill 16. Or State Bill 16, sorry. That was the assault weapons ban. Now, you're going to say, oh, well, that's ARs, okay? They're going after this rifle right here. Yes, that's essentially what they are going after. But they took it way deeper. They took it way, way, way further than that. SB 16, the assault firearms ban, as you can see what I just said, firearms, not assault rifle, assault firearms ban, will ban and make it a felony to own any firearm that will accept a detachable magazine that holds more than 10 rounds. Now, that's firearm, not rifle, that's firearm, okay? That's this right here will make me a felon, okay? Another one, and this is a good one, this is what got a lot of people pissed off. This right here, my 30-06, will make me a felon, okay? These guns are flagged, as you can see, okay? This gun has a 10-round magazine. A deer rifle. This gun will make me a felon. Make me a felon to own this. My granddaddy's rifle I will have to turn this in, okay? They will cut it up and destroy it. And if I do not comply and I try to keep this rifle, it will make me a felon. Class 6 felony. Life in prison in Virginia. Okay? That's where we're getting at. Now, it goes, like I said, it went into firearms. Firearms is handguns as well. You own a double stack pistol, that's it, that's gone. All right, you're a felon for having that. Anybody that would be caught with a high capacity magazine, which this is what they're talking about. Okay, this right here is what they call a high capacity magazine. Let's get one thing straight and clear right now. This is not a high capacity magazine. This magazine right here is what comes with your AR style rifle. Comes with it stock. It's what is shipped with the gun. So this is not a high capacity magazine. This is a standard capacity magazine. It is standard. It comes with the rifle. It is designed to work in the rifle. It was in the original plans of the rifle. This is a standard capacity magazine, not a high capacity magazine. So we're getting that straight and out of here all together. So SB 16 also felonizes the private sale of firearms, which your constitutional right gives you every intention to do. What that means is you can no longer have a family member give firearms to another person. Okay? What that means, any of you that are grandfathers, grandmothers, anything like that, and you want to hand your guns down to your grandkids, you want to hand your gun down to your children, you can no longer do that. That's a no-no. That's a punch in the nose. It don't work like that. You and that person must go get background checks and register that firearm. Not going to happen. Okay? That's not going to happen. Okay, so there's a lot of other things that go into SB 16. I mean, there's a huge list. Now, if you, okay, for example, take my 30-06, my Remington Model 740, okay? Remington Model 740, 30-06, take that magazine away. If it is a semi-automatic, and it will not, and it does not have the capability of accepting a 10-round magazine, it has to have one of the following to make it an assault weapon. Assault firearm. Okay? Semi-automatic. Got it. It also has to have one of the characteristics. If it has a threaded barrel on it, it's an assault firearm. If it has a muzzle brake on the end of it, it's an assault firearm. If it has the capability to accept the suppressor, and this all goes into if it's got a threaded barrel. They just specify the holy shit out of it. If it has a pistol grip on it, it is a assault firearm. If it has a grip up on the forearm, it is an assault firearm. If there was some other ones, let me look here. Oh, if it has a collapsible stock on it, it is an assault firearm. If it has, and this is my favorite, a thumb hole stock. A thumb hole stock. Any of you guys have Boyd's thumb hole stocks? If you got that bitch on a semi-automatic, that's an assault weapon. That's an assault firearm in Virginia. Okay? And that goes for rifles and pistols. Any of you all that have a Chris Vector, that bitch is gone. So let's go ahead and get into SB 64, which is what started the absolute craze with the militias. And this one is the one that has everybody to the boiling point that Virginia is now a powder keg. SB 64 for Virginia is a Class 5 felony to train somebody in the art or in the use of self-defense or to use a firearm. Take that and think about it for just a second. It makes it a felony for you to teach somebody in the art of self-defense. Okay? That means wrestling, karate, martial arts. You have a child that's getting picked on in school and you teach them how to stand up for themselves. That's a felony. That makes you a felony. Yes, it does. Anybody in the training of the use of a firearm is a class 6 felony. You take your granddaughter out and show them how to shoot a .22, like most people do growing up. That makes you a felon. Okay? But it gets even worse than that, because the training of a firearm goes way deeper. Do you realize that the training of a firearm in the state of Virginia, which we don't do it in school anymore like I did as a kid, but in order to get your hunter safety course to obtain a hunting license, you have to go through that class, and they teach you how to safely use a firearm. Do you not understand that there will be no more hunting license in the state of Virginia because you won't be able to take that class? In order to get a concealed carry permit in Virginia, if you do not have a hunter safety card that you obtained in that class as a kid, if you're an adult and you want to get a concealed carry permit, okay, you have to go through the same class to get this little stupid ass fucking card that's unconstitutional, that tells me where I can and can't carry a gun. Even though we are an open carry state, if I want to carry my gun like I do every single day concealed, I have to have this card. Now, if you take away the right to train and be trained safely in the art of a firearm, you can no longer get that as well, because it will make the instructor a felon. SB 64 is the death of all liberty. It goes deeper into that. Anybody that is assembling with one or more subjects with a firearm is a class 5 felony. That means you are not allowed to rally with a firearm. You are not allowed to stand up against the government with a firearm. Now, if it comes to that point, a felony ain't going to mean anything. Okay, that means militias are is a felony. Any kind of rally with a firearm will become a felony, which is, a lot of y'all are going to say, well, why in the hell are you going to rally with a firearm? And yeah, I kind of was that same way. It's just adding injury to insult. I mean, taking a firearm to a rally is not really a smart idea, but I understand what they are. They have open carry rallies. They have they have gun rights rallies where people take their firearms with them, which to me is not really a good idea, but whatever. It will make that a felony. After that came out, Virginians started cracking way down. We started pretty much telling the government, you fucked up, okay? This is not going to happen. And after, I think in a span of 3 weeks, we got to where we are now with 82 counties that's not going to comply. After we got to this point, our governor, and this is no shit, our governor literally had someone put it in his ear that he can use the National Guard and enforce door-to-door confiscation through the National Guard, because counties that are sanctuary states, their law enforcement will not comply with state law to confiscate weapons. So our governor was dumb enough to come out publicly that he has the option to use the National Guard against its own citizens. Take that in consideration. You have a state governor that is saying that he's going to use militarized force against his own citizens. And you understand why Virginians are so pissed off and why we are literally getting ready for what is inevitable. At the same time that he made that statement, he came out with SB 67, which is absolutely fantastic. It is the Law Enforcement Act. And it goes in to say that any law enforcement officer that will not comply with the confiscation of firearms of Virginia citizens and to break the oath that they took to the Constitution will be terminated. So what that means is if you are a law enforcement officer and you're not going to comply with the tyrants that are running our state, that are going against your constitution, the constitutional rights of the people, if you don't comply and do what he tells you, you will lose your job. And that is where he got his little fucked up idea of, well, if the law enforcement's not going to do it, I'm going to have the National Guard do it. I want all of you all to understand how very close Virginia is right now, just popping off. I mean, it can literally be any day now. It is to the point that all it is going to take is one single event. That's all it's going to take on either side. And that's very scary. Our governor can either do something extremely stupid and have one person killed and it makes it in the media. That's it. I mean, it's that close. And on the other side that makes it very scary is all it has to do is take one crazed up person that said, I'm not dealing with this, I'm going to take care of it myself, and he goes down and does something stupid in Richmond. That's going to pop it off as well. I mean, Virginia is so close. We are so very close to this becoming a revolutionary war. It really is. So I'm sorry that I have not been on here doing a video every week like I have been, but there's been a lot of stuff going on within the state. I've been going to a lot of meetings with different counties and different people, and I'm not allowed to tell any of you all about any of these, so please don't even ask. I'm not even allowed to tell you where we go, what we talk about, anything like that. So that is part of the reason why I haven't been on here for a few days, for a few weeks. But guys, Virginia needs your support because we are the only state that is actually standing up, and it will not happen here. And it is going to come down to a very sad outcome, and pretty much everybody already knows that. If you would like to help anybody in Virginia with what we are doing, Palmetto State Armory. They are a gun manufacturer. Everybody knows who they are. PSA, Palmetto State Armory. They actually have come up with a special edition receiver to help out Virginia. It is a lower AR receiver, and it's called the Virginian 15. It's got our state seal, and it has our state motto, Sic Semper Tyrannis, which means thus always to tyrants around the safety selected. What PSA is doing is for every one that they sell, they're going to donate $10 to the Virginia Citizens Defense League, which again is who is helping making all of this happen, and is going to be the ones that make the call of what is destined to come. So if any of you all would like to support Virginia and our rights and what we're doing and what we are going to stand up against the government and continue to do what needs to be done, you can get on PSA.com, you can get on their website, and if you order one of those low receivers, they will send us $10 for every one that is ordered. Now take in consideration, please, those things are so popular right now that there is a 4 to 6 week wait time for them. So from the time you make your order, it'll be 4 to 6 weeks before you get it, because this is so huge. The news that is going on in Virginia is not anymore local or national news. It is international news. People over in England and China are commenting on how they praise Virginia for doing this. So this is how big that is getting. So guys, I'm sorry about this little rant. I'm sorry it made it extremely long. If I happen to not see you guys before Christmas, I would love to wish every one of you all a very Merry Christmas with your family. Please enjoy all the time that you get to spend with your family. Not everybody gets to do that. So cherish every moment that you get with them. And just keep all of us in Virginia in your thoughts for the next month, because that's come January when he decides that these laws are going to go into effect and he's going to start confiscating. It's going to get very bad. So just keep us in the back of your mind. Like always, guys, I love you to absolute death. Please like and subscribe, share the hell out of this if you'd like to. I don't care. But until next time, guys, I love you. Stay classy.